Hello, my friends. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I continue talking about the topic money, and now I will share you my habit of spending money, and also I continue answering the question about the money. Okay, let's dive in. Before I get to the point, I want to share you my old story. A few years ago, I was a kind of person who was a big spender. It was not the same as a big spender. At the time, I just spent lots of my money on buying online, especially buying jackets. Let me tell you, one of the most expensive jackets I have ever bought in the past. The expensive jacket I have ever bought costed me about 1.9 million VND. It's very expensive, but at that moment, I didn't care too much about the price and never thought before buy that jacket because that jacket was so trendy and was so popular for my young generation, especially for the tradition. And at the time, we really liked to have like we really liked to have that jacket, and that's why at that time I spent 1.9 million VND on buying that jacket. Until now, when I look back at that moment, I feel so regret. And with that money, I can do many meaningful things like invest something like in a save in the jar, save for later, or also like give my money in the bank. Um, and I can charity for and also give a little money for the poor person and help some bad like help some poor family in the mountain area. Yeah, with the money I can do many meaningful things in the life. Okay, back in the story until one day, uh, when I laid on the bed, when I surfed on the internet, I happened to see a inspiration video on the on Facebook. The content of that video is, let me tell you, like, don't waste your money. The thing you have to do is do meaningful thing and invest in gold, invest in real estate, and also invest the stock, and appreciate the money you have. Don't waste it, your money. That's all the content of that video. At the time, I gradually understood and realized, mm, from that day on, before I buy something, and yeah, before I buy something, especially buy a expensive thing, I often think serious about that and often ask myself that, is this necessary for you? Just like that, and I have to answer that question. If if that expensive thing is very necessary for me, I will buy it. If not, I never buy it, and I have to save my money. There is also the tip that I learned from the internet. Okay, and I think that's all about my habit of spending money. Now I think I am frugal, and like before I, like I said, before I buy something, I often care too much about the price, and then like care about it is necessary for me, like that. Okay, and now I will answer the question is the money important in life? For me, money is really important in life. In my opinion, in my opinion, money helps people pay the living costs and pay many things in life, and also helps people live happier. For example, if you have a wife and a baby, lost a baby, for example, okay, at the time when you have much money, you can pay the living cost, pay the tuition fee of your children. You also you also you don't like you also don't need to think about the price and think too much about that. Just pay and feel comfortable. If not, when you don't have much money, you feel so stuck in life and you don't know the ways to pay the living cost and the ways to make money to raise your family. Mm, like it resolves you like you will argue with your wife and like related to the financial in the family is very bad for you, and that's the reason money is very important in life. The second, um, when you have like for instance, when you have much money, you can use your money in in the emergency situation. You can imagine if your parents get serious disease at the time you have much money, you can pay the medical fees directly and and don't care too much about that. If not, when you don't have much money, you feel so useless and stuck in your financial in the in the paying the medical fees for your parents to treat the disease of your parents. Mm, I think that's all about my opinion of that question. And okay, that's all for the video today. And bye bye. If I had a mistake, comment down below to let me know. Comment down below my mistake to let me know. And see you next time. Bye bye. And have a good day. Have a good night.